Let's now practice spotting words with our controlled vowels. So we know that any vowel can come before the R in a word. So let's practice this. So we have this word with an O followed by an R, and we have an A. So we spot and dotted our two vowels. I'm going to draw a line, and I'm going to draw a line between my R and my L. I know that I don't have a word that ever begins with R and L, so I know that this is where I need to divide it. And I see pour, and I see land. Now, I know that that makes the O sound because O and R together, I always hear the O sound. And earlier in this presentation, I linked for you a sheet that talks about all the rules for bossy R and when the vowel makes a sound and when it doesn't when combined with R. So be sure to check out that document. So let's look here. We're going to spot and dot three vowels. I have a line between my E and my I. And I know that a word does not end or begin with SG. So I'm going to draw a line here. Now, I have my I and my E, and I do know that I can have a word end in R and L, but not begin with R and L. So I know that I'm going to draw my line, and I am going to draw a line right here because I know that in that word, I know that girl is a standalone word. So I'm going to keep it together. So this nonsense word has three syllables and it says S girl N. S girlin is how I would read that nonsense word. So let's come down here. I'm going to spot and dot my real word. I'm going to draw. Now this is a long word. So when you're reading this with students, they might get frustrated when they see a long word like this. But if we teach them to spot and dot correctly, they will be able to get that word in no time. So I'm going to draw a line between R and a line between the I and the I rather. Now, I know that I can have a word that ends in RM, but I know that I can't have a word that starts with IN. And so I'm going to divide it right here. So my first syllable is burr. Now, I'm going to draw a line between my I and my A. And I'm looking here at my three vowels. And I know that ing always goes together. And I know I don't have a word that starts with any combination of these three consonants. So I'm going to divide it right here. And so this word would be Birmingham. Three syllables pushed together that would say Birmingham. And again, I've got to look here. I have IR, and notice that I don't really hear that I sound because the R is bossy and controls it. So let's look at our last example. U and E are my two vowels. I'm going to draw a line. And when I'm looking at where to divide it, I'm going to divide it between the R and the D because I know this. I know that when I have LE, that I have to have a consonant with it. LE cannot stand alone. So this word is curdle, two syllables, curdle. So that's how you spot and dot our controlled vowel words.